Hi students, in today's video we're going to learn about the verb estar. The verb estar in English means to be. If you remember from the beginning of the year, we learned another verb that also means to be. That verb was the verb ser. So as you know, in Spanish there are two ways to say the English verb to be. The verb ser and the verb estar. So this should look familiar to you. The verb ser was soy, eres, es, somos, sois, and son. Now these verbs meant I am, you are, he or she is, we are, you all are, and they are. And we use this verb, if you remember, with characteristics and physical descriptions of people. Now the verb estar, although it means the same thing, we use it for a couple of different things. So we use estar to indicate location and to say how people feel. Now a little rhyme that I use to help remember when to use estar is how you feel and where you are, always use the verb estar. Now the conjugations are as follows. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, and ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Now notice how the bottom four forms have an accent mark on them. It is very important that you do remember to include that, otherwise the words can mean something a little bit different. So an example would be, Pedro está en la cafetería. Pedro is in the cafeteria. We use estar in this case because we're talking about a location, so somebody being in a certain place. So we use estar with adjectives to say how someone feels at a given moment. For example, el maestro está tranquilo. The teacher is calm. Or las chicas están cansadas. The girls are tired. Now remember that a feeling is an adjective, and we always have to make adjectives agree in gender and in number with the nouns that they describe. So gender meaning feminine or masculine, and number meaning singular or plural. So if you look at the first example, el maestro está tranquilo, el and maestro are both singular and masculine, so our adjective tranquilo has to be singular and masculine as well. Then we have las chicas están cansadas. Our subject, las chicas, is feminine and plural, so we have to make our adjective cansadas feminine and plural as well. Now you should already know all of these words from your vocabulary list, but let's go over a couple of the emotions that we're going to learn this unit. So to say tired in Spanish, we say cansado. To say nervous, nervioso. Happy or content is contento. Angry is enojado. Calm is tranquilo. Sad is triste. Depressed is deprimido. And excited is emocionado. Now do remember that most of these verbs end with an O, but we will have to change them if what you are talking about, if the person that you are speaking about, is feminine, or if you're speaking about more than one person, because these do always have to agree in gender and number. Now the exception to that would be the word triste. If you remember from our adjective unit, adjectives that end in an E agree with both genders. The only time it will change is if you need to change it to agree in number. So if we were talking about more than one person being sad, you would make it tristes, but you would always leave triste ending in an E no matter who you're talking about if they're singular. So let's do a little bit of practice. Take a minute, why don't you pause this screen to write in these sentences on your note sheet, and then press play once you're ready to check your work. Okay, so let's go over these. Los estudiantes están nerviosos. So we're talking about multiple people, so we have to use the plural verb. Now notice how also nerviosos is plural to agree with los estudiantes. El maestro está tranquilo. Paco y yo estamos contentos. Yo estoy triste. Andrea está enojada. Y tú estás emocionado. Now again, notice how all of your adjectives do agree in gender and in number with your subject. So the other time that we use estar is not with feelings, but with locations. So the following words of location you have on your vocabulary list, and we use these to compare the locations of two different things. So we have al lado de, debajo de, dentro de, encima de, cerca de, delante de, detrás de, and lejos de. Make sure that you do have these written down on your note sheet. If you need to pause this video at any time, remember that you can do that. Now, notice how that we do have the word de in parentheses following these words. The word de after a location word is used when a specific location is mentioned. And again, so remember how when we use a and el when we're using the verb ir? If a and the definite article el come next to each other, we combine them to form al. We do a similar thing with the word de. So when de is followed by the word el, they combine to form the contraction del. So let's do a little bit of practice with estar and locations. All you need to do here is insert the verb estar in one of its 6 forms. You don't have to use any of the location words. You may pause this video now so that you can do the practice, and then you should press play and we'll go over the answers. Okay, el señor Díaz está en la oficina. Yo estoy en la biblioteca. Miguel y yo estamos en el pasillo. Sergio está en el baño. Ustedes están en el gimnasio. En vosotros estáis en la cafetería. Okay, so I just want to go over a couple of different phrases that are going to use estar and location words. All I want you to do is make sure that you understand the use of these. You don't necessarily have to take notes on this section. El borrador está al lado de la tiza. So we are comparing the location of the eraser and the chalk. We use está because our subject of this sentence is el borrador, and we want to say that it is next to the chalk. So al lado de. Another example, el libro está debajo de la silla. We want to compare the location of the book with the chair. So we are saying that the book is underneath the chair. El libro está debajo de la silla. So we'll go over some more examples of estar used with location words later, but I do want to make sure that you do understand that it is used with only locations and emotions at this point. Please make sure that you fully understand this material. Come to class with any questions that you have. And again, if you need a little bit of a review of anything, please feel free to stop, rewind, or pause the video.